All right, let's get started. Welcome to Word of the Day Wednesdays. My name is Nicole D. Miller, author of Stories for the Urban Soul. Stories for the Urban Soul is a compilation of stories depicting Black characters dealing with everyday life issues, from heartbreak to social injustices to parenting to divorce to college years. Whew, it's got a lot going on. But it has a spiritual undertone, so encouraging, hope-filled, definitely kind of like a chicken soup for the soul. So this is my first fiction book, and it was a labor of love through the pandemic. If you want to learn more, you can check it out on my website, NicoleDMiller.com. So for those of you who don't know, I started Word of the Day Wednesdays to share with you guys just tidbits and revelations that I received throughout the week, usually pertaining to my blog. My blog is betterthanwine.net, which is also available on my website, NicoleDMiller.com. And the last blog post I released is called Female Relationships. Are They Worth It? Hot topic, I know. So for all my male viewers out there, stay tuned because I'm sure you got a sister, definitely got a mother, maybe got a daughter, a female cousin. Either way, you want to be privy to how we work as females in relationships. So in this blog post, I basically just share my personal experience with falling out with friends. I've been the fallee, the fall outer, the one who initiated it, the one who didn't initiate it, and I just shared that, you know, it can hurt on both sides, because even if you initiated the breakup of the friendship, you probably did it out of your own pain. You know, some offense was there, and maybe you had too much going on in your own life. You just didn't have the mindset for it. And what motivated me to write this post was that I've talked to so many friends who are going through this currently and have been through it, and it just seems to be a reoccurring thing. And I think one of those reasons is because as women, we are so relational. And I talked to some women too who can't really relate to having close friends, but it's probably due to the animosity that is typically put on us in our culture. I shared this on one of my Instagram posts. You know, so often I hear about these female rappers who have to compete with each other, and yet male rappers don't necessarily do that. It's like open floor, open game for male rappers. But with female rappers, we can only have 1 or 2 stars, you know, and that's it. So that was just like my own example to just show this subtle competition in our culture for women against women. And I kind of touch on how we have the jealousy, animosity, struggles between ourselves. A lot of it is centered around men. That's its own story. Yet, you know, typically dudes get over things. They maybe have a fallout and bounce right back, you know, and we know that saying, bros before hoes. Like, we know that saying. So, but women, like, where my girls at, you know, like, we are the ones that can really affirm each other, encourage each other, strengthen each other. And I've been the recipient of so many beautiful, strong, godly, intelligent women in my life. Like, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I would not be here standing today in my right mind if it was not for my sisters who surrounded me in like some of the most difficult times of my journey. And so I am so grateful for my loved ones. I'm so grateful for my sisters. But too, I understand that pain. I know how it is to do life with someone on that level of intimacy. You're bound to get hurt, you know? And for those of us who are single, our friendships are the closest relationships that we have on this earth, especially if we don't have a close family structure. So maybe for the married people, you know, they're just really close to their spouses. But for those of us who are single, like, we understand friendships are life, friendships are everything. So how do you work through the fallout? How do you work through having those difficult experiences in relationships? You know, one of my encouragements is something I heard from a minister is leaning into your support group, leaning into your community, leaning into the ones who stayed, focusing on the ones who stayed and cultivating those relationships. And I also, you know, pray for healing, pray for reconciliation, pray for restoration. That is God's heart. Like, we know that. But, you know, people have choices, and this world is not perfect. We're not perfect, you know. So those are just some of my encouragements. I do believe female relationships are worth fighting for. Like I said, I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have the strong community of sisters that I've established over the last 15, 20 years. And, you know, some marriages don't last that long. So I am abundantly blessed with my tribe. But I would love to hear from you. if you had those fallouts that you haven't been able to recover from, and maybe you're still struggling, feel free to email me, NicoleDMiller1983@gmail.com. Maybe if you don't feel like family relationships are that serious, like you really don't need them in your life, like chime in on that. So you can go to my IG page at HCOHB and look up my latest post, or you can go to my blog, betterthanwhy.net, comment on the blog post. Hopefully you guys feel not alone, because that was one of my reasons too for writing this post, was this is so common. Bella Mafia is in the house. I see she made it. That's one of my best friends, you guys. That's why I'm shouting her out. So one of my best friends from college, one of the sisters that I've talked about in my blog, on this live, just who's been there through thick and thin. We walked out so many seasons together. I mean, so many. We can cover the gamut, and we're like 20 years strong. So definitely a ride or die. Thank you for your support. I know you probably don't know how to type in the comments. I don't want to put you out there. Okay, you figured it out. But I'm just wrapping this up. I just wanted to let you guys know you're not alone if you're experiencing it. We've all experienced it. It is called doing life together. It is called two imperfect people loving on each other, hopefully with God's unconditional perfect love. Yes, 20 years, Aja, 20 years. Can you believe it? We don't look it, though. We don't look it. So, all right, y'all, tune in next Wednesday at 6 p.m. I'll be here, and you can feel free, like I said, to reach out via email, social media, or on my blog.